You want me?
Yeah. That's you, Christian. Hi everyone, welcome to our pre-match press conference for our game, Europa League game against Sevilla tomorrow evening. Let's start with Damish.
Hi, Eric.
Thank you.
This concerns, sorry, just on the players that you've got travelling with you, Shaw, Sabitzer, Malacia and Rashford. Are they all available to be involved, and can they start the game?
They are available because that's why they are in the airplane. But I will take my decisions tomorrow. Today we are training. We will see what the reaction is, and then tomorrow we will take the decision.
Is Luke Shaw one that you'll have to make a particular decision on, given the issues you have in central defence on Sunday?
We have to, for all, we have in particular take decisions.
Simon Peach.
Question for both of us. Okay, Eric, with Rashford, were you surprised at the speed he's recovered, and would he be available to start the game? And for Christian, how important would progressing in this competition be to Manchester United, and how do you view the tie after the first leg?
As I said, all the players, you want to always keep all the players fit. So that is always an objective, besides, of course, the main objective, win the game.
I think the man just said it. We want to progress. We want to win the game, and then we'll take it from there.
Samuel.
Eric, just on Marcus, how many training sessions has he had before today?
He had one session with the team, but he had some sessions before individually.
And just about Christian, you said at the weekend how much of a natural he is. In a game like this, where there's so much riding on it and it's a knockout tie, is he even more important in this setting, having a player like that who can keep the ball?
Yes, definitely. His abilities, what you say, reading the game, finding the positions, coaching, but also composure on the ball, final pass. Yeah, definitely. He's very important for us, and experience in Europe, Premier League in Europe, playing big games. Yeah, that is tomorrow. Definitely is that an item. Yeah.
Dave.
Hi, a question for Christian. A year ago you were playing for Brentford, now you're playing for arguably the biggest club in the world. What does it mean to you after everything you've been through to be playing back at the highest level possible, and potentially, if you go all the way in this competition and finish in the top four, playing back in the Champions League again, for you personally?
That's a lot of questions in that. No, you're right. Yeah, looking back a year ago, I was dreaming about being where I was today. But back then, it was just a dream about being back playing football, and then of course taking step by step and just being the best version of a football player you can be. And I was lucky that at the time manager wanted me to come here. I'm enjoying it. I did that a year ago. I'm doing that even more now. But of course, to go as far as possible be fun. And where we are now, I mean, already with a trophy, and then aims for two more, then that'll be good fun.
Neil.
Hello. Could I just ask, were you confident that you were able to play at this level with a club of the size of Manchester United when you came back?
I don't know how you do with. I think it's a wrong question, because I mean, football is football. It doesn't matter where you play. And for me, it's always been the same. If you play for United or you play for Brentford, you go on a football pitch to play football. So I think it's taking the question into an account that it's just everyone on the pitch is football players.
And Eric, have you maybe put unnecessary pressure on yourself because of the second half in the first leg?
It's clear how the game went. It's a tie about 2 legs. I think we play over 60 minutes quite well, and then the last 30 minutes we dropped the level, and we became passive. It's not acceptable. We know that, and you see what happened when you are playing a game for only 60 minutes. You can't do it, and when you do it, you get punished. So we have to be aware of it. And I think the lesson we spoke about, we have taken the lesson on Sunday, and then you have seen a different Man United. But tomorrow we have to go again.
Laurie.
Hi, question for Christian, if that's okay. You came back into the team, it was like you hadn't been away. That was the 17th time that you started with Casemiro and Bruno Fernandes, and you've won 15 of those and drawn 2. I just wondered, could you talk a little bit about that relationship and what it's like to play with them?
Yeah, no, also like I said after the game, it's two very good football players, so it's for me easy, and I think for anyone to really fill in the extra gap between them has been easy. So no, it's been good, and like I said, I didn't even know we had that many games without losing, but obviously that's something that in the future when Bruno's not suspended, we're gonna keep going.
Adam.
Christian, quite similar to Laurie's question there. Casemiro and Bruno, you've built up that relationship with them. In your career, where does that rank that midfield in terms of what you've played with? And also Bruno Fernandes missing tomorrow, how important is that going to be, and how much are you going to miss him in a big game and a big occasion like tomorrow night?
Yeah, no, first question, I think this midfield is one of the best I've been part of. Obviously, I've been earlier in my age a bit further up the pitch, so I was even more of a striker than a midfielder, but still dropping down, of course. But I think midfield-wise, it's probably one of the best I've been in. And yeah, missing Bruno tomorrow. I mean, it'll be like when I was away, somebody else had to pick my duties up, and it'll be the same for Bruno tomorrow, who's gonna pick up the gap that he's leaving behind.
Quickly, Erik, also, I know you talk about concentrating on your own game, but does it give you any added incentive that a good finish to this season will also stop Manchester United's local rivals, Manchester City, equaling our record of completing the treble? Has it been talked about within the club about how important that is to the fan base, that if we had the chance we could stop them doing that as well?
We think about our games and about winning our games, and we are not thinking or dealing with that. We have to improve our game and win our game and our next game, so we don't go into that we get distracted from issues like that. No, we have to win games. We want to become every game better, and we want to compete with the best, but therefore we have to progress, and we know we have to progress even more.
Flex.
Erik, we've seen some reports of David potentially getting a new deal at the club to stay on. What do you think his best attributes are as a keeper, and what are the most important attributes for a goalkeeper to have?
Stopping goals. Avoid goals. That is the main job from a goalkeeper, and you can do it in many more ways. Everyone has his own particular style, and nowadays also in possession it's become more and more important, especially I think on top levels, because there you take control. It's more difficult for an opponent to get pressure on an opponent, and so you concede less chances. But in the end of the day, it's about stopping goals. So stopping shots, stopping crosses, stopping one-on-ones, etc. So that is like more the classic goalkeeper. And I think David is a really multifunctional and a really complete goalkeeper. And so we are very happy with them.
And just a quick one for Christian. Everybody's talking about how you've played so well with Bruno and Casemiro, but Sabitzer has done really well as well. Are you looking forward to forming a relationship with him also? And are you looking to be as adaptable as Bruno was in your absence, maybe playing further up the pitch and doing different roles?
Well, I leave the roles to the guy next to me to choose with roles. No, like you said, Marcel has done unbelievable while I've been away, and I think it's like before. Everyone tried to do their job, tried to fit in best possible. Even Fred done well, even Scott when he was playing. I mean, I played with all of them. I think the fewest guys and the fewest sessions I've had is probably with Marcel, because he came after I was injured, so I've only trained a few times with Marcel. But no, he's a very good player.
Rob.
Hi, Erik, you mentioned last week after the game that you felt like a couple of your players had got into individual battles with their players and it had helped warm them up, and that's how they'd managed to finish the game so strongly. Given that you're going to play in quite a hostile atmosphere tomorrow, is that a conversation that you've had with the players, that they need to manage the crowd as well, and those little moments to avoid warming them up again.
But I said there's also in the development of our team, we have to emotion. You have to use it as a tool, but you have to control it as well, and you have to put it in the right moment. So the timing from that is important, and that is in big games especially. You have to know when you use it and when definitely not. And so in general, I make that point, and last week we did as well. Focus on the game. Focus about playing the best game you can as a team and as an individual.
Spanish media at the back.
One question for Christian Eriksen. What do you fear the most about Sevilla as the opponent team? For the manager, your team is really good defensively, but you have problems attacking when you're attacking statically. What are you trying to improve for tomorrow?
Should I answer first?
Yeah, first question was on.
First question. I think to be right, I don't remember the second question. What was the first one exactly?
I don't even. I
only heard half. Sorry.
What do you fear about Sevilla?
Sorry. What do we fear? I mean, it's we let them in the game. I think the first game, I think we had good control in the first 1 hour of the game. But fear from them, I mean, they of course have a lot of different coaches in the season, which we've seen. But now they're starting to win games and being a bit of a safer spot. So what we fear. I mean, they're very direct. They're in good shape. They have some very good players and some very good individually players. So I fear a bit of everything.
Yes. I think we are defensively. We are good. We have, I think, the most clean sheets in the Premier League. So our organization, I think, is all over the pitch is quite good. And attacking, we should have scored more goals, during the whole season. But I'm confident, and you see the last couple of games, especially when we have all the players on board, then we score every game. And so I'm confident we can do that tomorrow as well.
Okay, last question, Mike.
Question for Erik, Christian. With the injury, the ankle injury, did you fear at the time that your season could be over? And for us who were at the Reading game, we couldn't quite believe that it didn't get punished by a yellow card at least, or maybe a red. Were you of the same opinion as well?
I think I was surprised he didn't get a yellow, but at the time I didn't think it was as bad. So no, I didn't. I'm sorry, I didn't fear for the season. No, I was more concerned when I'm going to be back. It wasn't fear for end of the season. And luckily, the medical staff has done very well and kept me in good shape. Also, like you see, coming back and like you all guys said, like I never left. So it's positive for the medical staff.
Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you.